All right, here he's 65.
Hi, you're in the William Westerfeld house.
It's Jim Siegel. This is the Haight
Siegel.
Street Voice. Hello.
All
Say,
right.
okay, and then here we are inside this glorious house. Hello, Jimmy. He's been working all day, so he's wound up.
This house is very, very, very famous and instrumental in the development of the Haight-Ashbury counterculture. This was actually the first commune in the city. There was a group of people that had a warehouse on Harriet Street called the Calliope Company, early Burning Man, circus type people. And they all lived communally. They rented this house in 1965 for $150 a month. Ken Kesey was among the people who lived there. And he kept his school bus further in their warehouse down there south of Market. And so the Calliope Company lived here and they threw all kinds of parties. Kesey, when he got busted, they talk all about this in the electric Kool-Aid acid test. He snitched on the people who lived here because he had to give up some names. They were going to give him like life in prison for a joint. And so they let him denounce LSD publicly. He had to go on TV and denounce LSD. And then he had to give some names up. He gave up the names here in the house. So in the
And probably Brian Rohan and Michael Stepanian helped him out of that mess from Halo.
So anyway, probably.
Sorry, our buddies.
In the electric Kool-Aid acid test, it specifically talks about there's death threats written on the wall up to the tower from people who live in the house. Kesey, you're not welcome here anymore, you snitch. And so it talks about that in the electric Kool-Aid acid
Okay, well,
test.
there you go, kids.
So that was the first commune. The
Okay.
second commune here in 1960, late 66, early 60s. This became a commune in 65 with the Calliope Company. Late 66, an underground filmmaker, Kenneth Anger, moved in here. He was gay and he liked young straight boys on Haight Street, so he picked up the Manson family to be his playmates.
that
We're in
was
the
lovely.
bedroom of Bobby Beausoleil, the first Manson guy arrested for murder, who was also a very talented musician in the Haight-Ashbury before he went to jail. He had a band called the Orchestra that used to play at the Straight Theater, and then he had another band called, why am I forgetting it?
Not Blue Cheer.
No, that was Dickie. I knew all these people.
I know,
So-
but we're going to get to that. We're doing the house right now, and then
All
we're
right.
going to do you.
So anyway,
Everybody, we're going to do Jimmy.
All right, then, so where am my train of thought? The Manson
Ken
family.
Kesey, Manson family.
Manson family was living here, and then Anton LaVey, head of the Church of Satan, didn't live in the house, but he came here daily with his pet lion to practice witchcraft and magic with Kenneth Anger. Kenneth Anger's been here to the house, told me this personally. They would go up to the tower or in the ballroom downstairs, they did their black magic, and they also did it in the front family room on the fourth floor.
Anton LaVey, now what year was that?
1966 and 67, and I do have a photograph of him in my library.
Wow.
Oh, maybe I should wait till we get to the library.
Yeah, wait
to
till
show
we get
it.
to the library.
But I can show you the exact same spot with Anton LaVey and his lion in the doorway of my library. And I've got the photo off the internet.
Wow.
So anyway, then the best commune, the family dog takes over the house, 1968. Unfortunately, 68 was the year heroin. Don't do powder drugs, folks. The hippies taught me at a very early age, stay psychedelic, stay away from all powders and all manufactured drugs. Heroin flooded the Haight-Ashbury in 1968, destroyed the neighborhood. By that time, the family dog that was living here all got strung out on heroin. There was a guy named Martoon who lived up in the tower. He was the heroin dealer for the family dog and the magician for the family dog. He used to date my friend Fayette, who is in the band, the group The Cockettes.
Yes.
And she's actually staying with me, but you just missed her. Did she go out to dinner?
Oh shit, she's
Did
staying
they
here
leave her?
because
She's
no,
still
I
here.
didn't see her. Because there was that Seth Eisen play we just happened.
She's up. She might be upstairs. She might have left.
Oh, I would love to meet her.
I'll
yeah.
introduce you. She used to come here in 1968 because she was dating Martoon, and she lived in the tower. And then when
Did she get caught up in the heroin crap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so when they did a documentary about the Cockettes,
Yeah.
and through that documentary, I met her, and she mentioned she used to stay in the house, and I brought her over here. Now she comes up from LA once or twice a year and stays for a month at a time.
Wonderful. Fantastic.
And so it keeps the old, and she knows everybody. I met Dickie Peterson from Blue Cheer from her. She knows everybody because she's one of the original hippies,
Yeah.
and she was in the Cockette, and she's an artist and
Yeah.
a performer, and she knows everybody. She's got the photographs of everybody. Oh, here's my picture I took of Janis Joplin. Or here's my picture I took of, she has an incredible photo of Janis she took, and an incredible photo of Mick Jagger backstage at Altamont, because she was at Altamont backstage when all that happened. And
She must have a book.
Oh, she does. Well, she has a book about the Cockettes, but she should do her memoirs.
Absolutely,
She has
absolutely. Wow.
a lot of stories.
I hope we run into her during this
So
extravaganza.
the family dog lived here till 1969.
Okay.
And then two gay men bought the house, and they kind of saved this neighborhood from being torn down. This is in the Fillmore district, and the whole neighborhood was being bulldozed for urban renewal in the 60s.
Urban
and early
renewal?
70s.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was black removal. They were
Yeah, I was
stealing
gonna
the real
say,
estate.
what does
They
that
were
fucking
stealing the
mean?
real estate
Yeah.
from black families that own the businesses on Fillmore Street and own their homes. And they told them, you have no choice. You're selling us your house. Here's $5,000. Get out. And then they bulldozed it. And then the whole time I was a kid, Fillmore Street was nothing. It was all vacant lots for 10, 15 years. You would take the bus down Fillmore Street and not see a single building in the 80s. They tore everything down in the early 70s and all the 80s and 70s.
You were born here proper?
No, I was born in Philadelphia, but then I lived in Daly City, and then we moved back to Philadelphia, and when the hill hippie thing happened, because my parents hated the hippies. And then I moved back here in 1972 when I was 16. I ran away from home. I was picked on for being gay in school. They didn't understand a young hippie kid from Haight-Ashbury coming out to Philadelphia and having long hair. Are you a gay hippie communist faggot? Yeah, I am. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
So at 16, I came back to Haight Street, but it was a slum. It was all boarded up.
And you opened the White Rabbit, right?
Well, that was 4 years later.
Okay.
I fell in with the Haight-Ashbury Switchboard. Do you know about them? The Haight-Ashbury Switchboard was an incredible group of people. They started
the Diggers, kind of?
Very digger.
Yeah.
It was started by Al Rinkin in 1967, and it provided, eventually it made a free newspaper,
Oracle?
No, it had a free newspaper called the Haight-Ashbury Survival Guide,
Oh.
and it taught you how to live for free in San Francisco, where all the free food is, where all the free clothing is, how to get on welfare, how to get free phone numbers if you get arrested, women's rights and advocating that,
Wow.
gay rights and all that.
Wow.
We ran a drop-in center. We were at the corner of Haight and Schrader in the early 70s, where the Zona Rosa restaurant was.
Yep.
So, and every night, 50, 100 people would still come to Haight-Ashbury in the early 70s. And we'd get them crash pads, so we ran a crash pad service. We let people put the sleeping bags out in the storefront. We had a free store in the front where you could get anything for free. And then we had people 24/7 talking on the telephone that would, you could call for anything. If you're committing suicide, we were there and we'd talk all night on the phone.
I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but how is this afforded? How could they all afford
We
this?
sent kids out with little boxes downtown. Will you donate to the Haight-Ashbury Switchboard? And we let the kids keep half the money and we got half the money.
Wow.
And rent was so cheap in the Haight back then. A storefront was $150 a month back then.
Wow.
So we needed PG&E in a storefront. Everybody volunteered. We lived communally. I lived in a commune at the corner of Haight and Ashbury on top of where the Dolls Kill used to be at 1479 Haight. That used to be the Haight-Ashbury Switchboard commune. The original Haight-Ashbury Switchboard started on Fell Street, 1967.
Where the legs are, right? Where the legs are.
No. Dolls Kill is across the street next to RBC.
Oh, got it. Across the street from Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And that was our commune. We lived at 1479, the second floor flat.
But I mean, if you were trying to do this today, there's no way you could rent everything without your, your whatever your,
insurance and everything.
all that crap. I mean, there's,
we had a phone bill, PG&E, and storefront rent. I think we needed $250 a month to survive. So we would give kids these boxes, and they would go out and collect money, and we do it. And we had benefactors that would donate money to us and things, but everybody worked for free. And then it was 24/7.
I mean, you say kids, but you were all of what, 20, 21
No,
at that
I was
point?
16, 17,
16?
18, 19.
I thought you were 4 years later. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's when I opened up the White Rabbit.
Okay, wow. 16 and you're doing all this. So you learned a lot on your feet.
The hippie, I fell in with the few hippies that were left in Haight-Ashbury in 1972, took me under their wing and
it wasn't all about just getting fucked up and high and all that. You were learning business. You were learning how to run things.
No, not at all. At the beginning, I was a total dropout because my parents were wealthy. All right, excuse me.
Okay. Hey, it was great to meet you. Yeah, we'll see you around.
All right. All right, have a good night. Yeah.
He's to be continued. He's such an amazing guy. I'm just so honored to be here. This is just like magical. After that stupid shooting.
Worst comes to worst, I get everybody in their meeting. I have so many stories.
I know, I love them all, but we're
We're
kind
talking
of.
about the house, then we're talking about the switchboard.
It's okay.
So the
This is-
switchboard was a group of about
You don't
20
have to
people.
rush. I'm not. I mean, unless
Okay.
you want to get rid of me.
No.
Take
I like to tell my stories in the tower. So why don't we go?
Okay, you lead.
Start.
I follow
by
you anywhere,
showing
Tim
you the
Siegel.
house.
Yeah.
So this was a hippie commune, the first commune in the city. 50 kids living here.
Wow.
It ended as the family dog commune. And then I bought the house in 1986. And I had started purchasing real estate in San Francisco in 1976 when you could still buy a Victorian and dog patch for $17,000. So I bought a 2-flat Victorian in because my landlord raised the rent on Haight Street. I had a 7-room flat on top of the Pork Store Cafe. It was called Rappy's Cafe back then. We paid $175 a month for a 7-room flat. I lived with 10 kids. We had to come up with $17.50 each. I lived like a king back there and on welfare because the Haight-Ashbury switchboard taught you to drop out from society, but try to destroy society by taking from it. You're supposed to give back to the community, but take from the government. And we thought that if everybody would drop out and get on welfare and take from the government would crumble, and then we would be all giving back to the community, doing things like the switchboard and the free clinic and the food conspiracies at the time. And we thought that was going to be the new society, and that's what we were living. And that was how I grew up.
So I mean, there was a lot of trust amongst all of you then, and you know,
the
people
in
could get lazy
1972
and not drop the ball.
Oh, there were
or,
lots
you know.
of people who didn't pull their weight. In the switchboard commune, though, we were very fair and very even. We didn't have problems like that.
Yeah.
Other communes I lived in, because I did leave the switchboard commune and live in like 5 other communes in the Haight, and before I bought my house. And yeah, there were always lazy people who didn't do their dishes or didn't kick in their share of the money to buy the food or didn't clean or anything.
Right.
So there's always going to be problems. The switchboard, though, we were on a mission. We were a group of people on a mission, and first of all, we wanted to save the Haight. The Haight was a boarded up slum in 1972. Mind you, there were probably 10 stores open. Mendel's was there, Holcomb Jewelers was there, Robert's Hardware, and then there were a lot of liquor stores, Dunkley's Liquor, Uganda Liquors.
Nasidica was gone, right?
Oh, they were gone by 67. They were long gone.
No, she opened in 60. I think she's gone in 69. But anyway.
All right. By 69, everything was boarded up.
Yeah.
69 and 70 were probably the worst years for Main Street.
Yeah.
Everything boarded up. 71 was real bad. Heroin was real bad. 72, it was a ghost town. Everybody left. And a lot of African Americans were moving from the Fillmore district, which was being bulldozed. So they were moving into Haight-Ashbury. People that are wealthier and older left the Haight-Ashbury because of the hippies. And then the
I
hippies.
thought the Haight was a black community before the hippies came.
No. It was a pretty much middle class to lower middle class white community. It was always mixed.
Okay.
But it wasn't it became a black community in the 1960s and 70s because of the demolitions in the Fillmore, which is the neighborhood right
Interesting.
next
I
to it.
didn't know that. Okay.
So I would say it was 50%. From 72 to 76, I'd say the neighborhood was 50% African American and 50% white.
Oh, wow.
And the whites there was at least 500 original hippies still there.
Yeah.
And like we just lost Buster. Buster is one of the original people there.
Yeah.
And I still, a few of my Haight-Ashbury, we just lost my friend Avatar to COVID a few months ago, but he was at the switchboard. And one of the originals.
God rest his soul.
Yes. So, but Lee Davidson, she's still involved with her husband's Raz at Rock Med, and
Rock Med. God,
yeah.
God
So she was one of the original switchboard people with me. Well, not original. We were another wave. The original switchboard was Al Rinkin in 1967. I was the 1972 version. So it was people still alive. Michael Zimmerman's still alive. Annette is still alive. Lee Davidson's still alive. Steve DeMonte's still alive. I'm still alive. Boy, out of that's about what's left.
I mean, do you think they would dig? Do you think they would dig the magazine, Haight Street Toys?
Oh, of course. Well, Lee lives in the Haight, so she probably
cool.
reads it and sees it. All of them they're on their, I shouldn't give a lady's age away or anybody. I'm 65.
Okay.
They were all older than me because they were the ones watching out after me.
Yeah, you were 16.
So, well, I was 18 when I was working with Lee and everybody later at the switchboard. I came when I was 16. The switchboard people got me a little later. I was living with them when I was 18.
Okay.
Because I lived in multiple places. I moved around.
Sounds like
month to month to month.
You were having a lot of fun, probably.
I was having a lot of fun.
Okay, keep going here.
All right, well, here we are
Okay.
at the William Westerfeld house. I've loved this house since I was a kid. When I was a kid, it looked like this when it was a hippie commune. It hadn't been painted, and it looked like the Addams Family. And I have been fascinated with everything Victorian since the
Oh my God.
60s when I watched the Addams Family as a boy. And so that's why this house is all decorated the way it is. I started buying all this stuff in the 1960s when nobody wanted it. And
Right, it was the stuff like, oh yeah, that's
just junk.
yeah.
Well, the hippies kind of appreciated Victorian. They all were dressing because they'd go into the Fillmore buildings that were being torn down, and they'd bring an old trunk of clothes and bring it up to the free store and give it to everybody. It was all Victorian clothes, so everybody's wearing Victorian.
Yep.
If you look at the old rock concert posters, James Gurley always wore an
Oh,
old
yeah.
miner's suit, and
Yeah.
they all wore, the Charltons all dressed up Victorian.
Oh, yeah, that's
Jack
very-
Cassidy used
yeah.
to dress up somewhat Victorian. James Gurley always did. Sam Andrew did too. They all had a Victorian look to them. So
Okay.
this is a 28-room mansion that was built in 1889 for William Westerfeld. Oh, another noteworthy fact. William Westerfeld's main bakery is where Gus's Market is now.
Oh.
So I take the same path to work he did every day. I ride a bicycle to work, and hopefully he rode a bicycle or he walked or took a horse and buggy. But we're about 12 blocks from at the corner of Haight-Ashbury.
Was the bakery how he made his fortune?
Yes, he owned a chain of bakeries, but
shit.
he had one on Market Street, one definitely on Haight Street is the main one.
Wow, where Gus is more. That's
In fact, the
fascinating.
oldest known
That's
photograph.
fascinating.
The oldest known photograph of the corner at Haight-Ashbury is this one, and Juanita gave it to me. Here, let's go where the light is better. You're
Yeah.
gonna want to see this.
Okay.
This is taken
You're
in
so awesome.
1906, and it is this is Pauline Westerfeld with Juanita. The baby is my friend Juanita, who I used to know when I bought the
Okay.
house. And
Oh my God.
Let's get
I
this
can
in the
see.
light.
I can see.
that's RBCA building. They're in front of Gus's Market right now. There's the building that was Norman Larson's right there.
Yeah, the
And-
Doolin Larson.
and that's the other
Ruka,
corner.
and that's the whatever that is
With
now.
a s- with a surfboard
We used to be
in it.
aardvarks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the oldest known photograph of Haight-Ashbury. It's from
She's looking
1906. That's Pauline Westerfeld.
Wow.
The baby there is my friend Juanita, who passed away in the 1990s.
Oh my God.
But I knew her when I bought the house for about 10 years. And she gave me some of the original silverware
wow,
and
wow.
furniture. So there is a Haight-Ashbury connection to this house.
Yes, of course.
Going
Wow.
back to 1906.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
So this is the dining
This is
room.
fantastic. I'm so happy. Now, do you actually come down here and have breakfast?
And I eat in the kitchen, but when we have people over.
Yeah, of course.
When we have people over. So I don't want you to all think I'm rich and pretentious. I'm everyday Joe Jimmy, who started with nothing on Haight Street. I was living on welfare. Then I got SSI, what was called ATD back then. We called it Aid to the Totally Divine. And I worked at the switchboard for free, and I opened up the White Rabbit in 1976, the week that the Phoenix closed. The Phoenix was the last of the hippie stores. My friend Bob Stubbs owned it. He had opened it in 1966, the second psychedelic counterculture business to ever open in America. He opened it the week after the psychedelic shop opened. And he was at Haight and Masonic. There's nothing in that place right now, next to the anarchist bookstore. That was
yeah.
the original Phoenix. And so I'd become friends with him. When he closed, I said, Bob, you can't close this. This is all that's left of the original Haight-Ashbury. He goes, Jimmy, I'm headed to Hawaii. Last day, you can have anything left in the store. I'm just going to throw it all away. So I got the fixtures. I got some incense and some Indian tapestries. And then I got a $5,000 grant from the SSI ATD people to rehabilitate myself. And I opened up the White Rabbit with two partners that were also on SSI. We were all three, each got a $5,000 grant, and my friends Rick and Dennis and I opened up the only store that was on all of Haight Street. You know, everything was.
I mean, is that a lot of paperwork? Like, I mean, was that a hard thing for young kids to do? It kind of blows my mind. I mean,
I didn't even know what I'm doing, but Rick had a little bit of knowledge. Rick was older. Rick was one of the original hippies who had gotten messed up on methamphetamine, and he was kind of a nut tweaker. But he knew the scams to get us the $5,000 grant, and then everything was boarded up on Haight Street. And so we asked where the Haight Street Palace used to be at the corner of Haight and Masonic is where my store was.
Okay.
And so We took this boarded up building that hadn't been rented since 1968. We said to the owner, how much do you want for it? He goes, tell you what, take the boards off the building, paint it, make it look nice. You can have it for free for a year. We'll talk about rent a year from now. And that's how I opened up the White Rabbit, with government money, the stuff from the Phoenix. I had a head shop and a psychedelic store in the back of the store. Dennis had plants, which he didn't water, and they all died, and he went out of business.
I was thinking how vibrant these are.
He went out of business within like 6 months.
Oops.
And then his lover, Rick, had a fish aquarium and pet supply store up in the loft. There was a loft upstairs in that building. So people would come in, and there was nothing else to do on Haight Street. They would just come in and hang out all the time. Like, people trip on acid and hang out in the plants, and then come look at my psychedelic stuff, and go up and hang out and look at all the psychedelic fish in the fish aquariums upstairs. So we were a Haight-Ashbury experience, but Dennis and Rick were so mentally disturbed that we all got SSI or ATD for mental disability. I took LSD, and back then in the 70s.
I was reading about that. You took like massive quantities so that they thought you were nuts.
Yeah, and so I did, and they did. But I'd already been arrested and put in a mental hospital for LSD in 1971. So Orange Sunshine, 1,500 mics. You knock a 15-year-old kid off its head. But anyway, and back then, in 1971, you were diagnosed mentally ill. If you had one LSD trip, they said you were mentally ill for life. So that's how I got my SSI. I said, I'm documented. I was in a mental hospital for 3 days for a bad LSD trip. So, and it's all documented. So I got the crazy disability money, which got me where I am today. I opened up the White Rabbit. Then that same year, I bought my first building in Dogpatch for $17,000 because my landlord raised the rent from $175 to $275. I go, for $275, screw you, I can own a building. And so I sold $5,000 worth of LSD to get the money, and bottles of acid, and
because I'm just thinking about the kids that are on the street today. This is such a different universe. It was just
the money is so
it was a different time.
Yeah, everything was affordable. So I sold $5,000 worth of LSD and bought a house. That was the down payment for my house. My mortgage was $120 a month for 2 flats, so $60 per flat.
But you had to have some, even though they said you were clinically insane, you actually had to have some sort of business. You had to have some sort of groundedness or vision. Because a lot of people were like, let's just take acid and sit on the corner.
It was all fear. I was afraid.
Fear?
I saw the Haight starting to get gentrified.
Yeah.
The buildings weren't boarded up anymore by the mid-70s because everything was pretty boarded. I mean, apartments were boarded up, stores were boarded up.
Yeah.
It was a ghetto. And it was dangerous. But now that the shootings today, it's the same thing. In fact, I was comparing this to people. I said, this is what the early 70s was like on Haight Street, with the shootings and the robberies and the break-ins. And
the smash and grab. Smash and grab is the...
Well, they were breaking into apartments then. People didn't have cars back then, really, so not that much. So, but the crime is rampant now, and it was rampant in the 70s. And in a way, it made a lot of people flee. Rents came way down, and that's how people like me got my start, because rents were nothing. I got my store for free for a year. The next time... So my partners were crazy. So then I opened up the White Rabbit. Next door was Pipe Dreams. I am the original owner of Pipe Dreams with 2 other partners. When I lived on top of Raffy's Cafe, there was 2 communes, my commune and a commune downstairs. Bob's student from Rock Med lived in the commune downstairs.
Oh, I love Bob.
And
Santa Claus.
I've known him since he had black hair, and he was like 25 years old, fresh out of the Army. So he lived in, this is like early 1970, 73, 74, 75, his building was 75. We lived at 1455 Haight, he was in 1453 Haight. And so one of his commune people, Marcella, she goes, why don't you open a store again, Jimmy? Because I had all the knowledge in my head how to do it, but I'd sold them the store. And she goes, my boyfriend's got money, so let's go do this. So we made a deal that all 3 of us would be partners, and that I would work for free to build up my equity, and I'd have all the knowledge on what to buy and know where to get it and everything, and he put up the money. Plus I did all the physical work of building. The original Pipe Dreams was at 1612 Haight Street, and we made it all Victorian. We had my friend Bobby Kent make all kinds of Victorian millwork. You walked in and we made it look like a Victorian tobacco store. So, but we got evicted out of that building by that bitch Barbara Bork, Craig, who owns the building at the corner of, and I'm sorry I said that word, but she evicted me for having a gay magazine in the window of my store. And it wasn't even a nude man or anything. It was a copy of a magazine called Drummer. And the guy's fully clothed wearing leather. And she was so offended I had a gay magazine in my window that she evicted me and gave me 30 days to get out of her building. So then Pipe Dreams moved to where it is today. And then...
Cassie and Josh.
Yeah, where they have it. But
Yeah.
George Walsh and Marcella and I still owned it. Then Marcella broke up with Josh. George. She left, and it was George and me. He wasn't giving me any of my share of the money. He kept, when I wanted to buy him out, he wanted $100,000. When I wanted to be bought out,
All right. Yeah. So move on.
So anyway,
none of this nitpicky.
I took half the stuff and
Think
moved
about the
down.
Haight Street Voice audience here, what they want to hear.
I picked up half the stuff and moved down the street and opened up Distractions then in 1982.
We love it.
Originally, it was at the corner of Haight and Cole in the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic building.
Oh, sure.
And but we burned down in that big fire when they had the Thrifty drugstore fire, and the whole block burned down, and it burned all sides of the street burned. Well, I was on the corner building with Dr. Dave Owens, and the fire jumped the street and really badly burned the
Where
building.
SF Mercantile is now, yeah.
Yes, and so I moved down the street then to where I am now at 1552 Haight. So I've been there since that fire in 1989.
At the Awesome Distractions. Let's keep going on the
All right.
tour.
So,
Do you think we can do a pit stop for a little more wine? Is that okay?
yeah.
Is that okay?
So you get me drinking and smoking pot. I don't quit.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Well, but I have too much information. I shouldn't say.
No,
that.
you're fine. And
said
I'm not gonna.
things
I mean,
about-
I'm not gonna. We're still rolling. I like this up here.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
not
partners-
live.
You know what? The partners taught me that you do better if you do better if you're on your own and don't have a partner.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
what it taught me.
Yeah, I mean that's. Yeah.
I mean, you need people to help you, but business partnerships don't usually work. They end up in fights. And
Well, Peggy Caserta is a dear friend of mine. We speak almost every day these days, and I'm going to see her on Saturday,
Good, I
actually.
love her.
I adore
She's the
her.
pioneer
She's
who
like,
started-
oh, honey, no way would I have a partner. I'll do it myself.
Yep. This was originally the breakfast room for the house.
Wow.
And
I can almost hear the tea clinking, the spoons on the teacups. So cool. If you guys could smell how it smells in here, it just got that wood. What kind of wood is this, mostly, Jimmy?
redwood, but this stair hollow is an oak. This is all oak.
Wow.
So we're going up towards the third floor. There's a ground floor, which is the ballroom, but that's 2 apartments now.
Okay.
My friends live down there, so I go and hang out down there, but
Yeah.
I get a little bit of rent.
Oh my God.
This is my bedroom.
Oh my God.
You like a bong hit?
Sure.
Well,
Except
why
we're
don't we
gonna
bring
have
that
to.
up to the tower and we can smoke it there.
Okay. Well, I might have to stop
Because, yeah,
recording.
the tower's
Look
gonna
at
blow your
this,
mind.
y'all. Look at this view.
Jonathan stole my lighter.
I have one.
Oh, here's one. But this is,
Look at this view, y'all. That's Alamo Square Park.
And the
That's
windows are clean because my
Fulton.
wonderful roommate James Freeborn washes all the windows in this house. He's such a sweetheart.
Oh my, this is just unbelievably a trip.
And this is my office.
Oh my God. And I know you're a vegan because I read the thing about
Oh, yeah, I haven't
you have a lot of
eaten meat for
taxidermy, but you're
I bought all this
you're not a vegan, a
taxidermy. The
vegetarian.
taxidermy goes back to the Adams family. And it also is Victorian.
Which I did
decorated.
take a shot of
But
earlier, but I'll
he
do it
is-
now.
I'm going to pick up his head for you. This is my prize piece. I bought these are illegal to buy now. I can own it, but I can never sell this. I bought this though 40 years ago at a Butterfield auction, and more than 40 years.
I feel like you're respecting the cheetah, right?
Oh, everybody loves
Is it
him.
cheetah?
Yeah, I have a lot of taxidermy in the building.
I know.
got
I
rid
read
of half
about
of
that.
it, but,
I read about that. But you're not that evil guy that goes out and kills elephants. You're the one that respects.
I haven't eaten meat in 31
Yeah.
years. I'm a total
I
vegetarian.
think that's important to know.
Yeah, but they're already dead. Most of these are 100 years old, and I started getting them in the 60s when I liked the Addams Family, and I wasn't politically correct at all. Not that I'm politically correct at all now. I'm not. But I started collecting all the taxidermy back in the 60s.
I mean,
because of
I'll
the
wear
Addams
something with
Family.
fur on, and it's sort of like I'm resurrecting the creature. If it was going to get killed, I'd much rather have people appreciate how beautiful
Exactly,
it is.
and
Not
as
that
I
I'm going
said,
to go out and buy new ones, but I'll buy the vintage.
When I die, this is going to be a museum. So this way he will always be seen, and that's the highest and best use for him.
Does he have a name?
No, I never really
Oh,
did.
wow.
No, he is my favorite piece, though. There is a lot of taxidermy throughout the house. I got rid of half the collection, though.
Wow,
So
this
that's my
wallpaper
office.
is that where we're going now?
No, we're walking around.
Man,
the
that makes
house.
me want to work.
Let me see if Fayette's here. I think she went out though. Fayette, are you still here?
Yeah.
No, she went out.
Dang it, one of the Coquettes. We missed her. And Ryan Rohan loved the Coquettes.
This is another guest bedroom.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful bedroom there. She's got a big bay window, and she comes here and stays a couple times a year. And
I guess you don't need to rent it out. It's not like you need the money.
the house is paid for. I do have a roommate. He owns the Freeborn Designs. I can't show you his room. And that room we just
Look at this
junk in.
staircase.
This is the
Jesus.
servant staircase in the back.
Oh my God, look at this staircase, you guys.
I gotta get lights on, so go slow while I.
All right, I'm all right.
I haven't been
Wow.
here for a while, so I don't know how dirty it is.
Wow.
Lights on. Let me get some lights on.
Wow. So that's the original railing and everything, right?
Oh yeah, everything.
Wow. Wow. Fan-fucking-tastic. Oh, and there's our buddy,
This was Lucas.
David
Nelson's
Wills. Ah,
bedroom.
Lucas.
Nelson's my old roommate.
I like Lucas. Lucas is a good guy. Cool.
Yeah, I still have some of his guitar cases in the closet here that he never took out. So here he is. That's my old roommate, Lucas. I met him when he was like 20 years old and before he was famous.
Did you get to meet Willie?
Yeah, I've been to the ranch.
Yeah. Cool.
Uh,
This is a fun little nook of an area.
It wasn't Lucas that invited me to the ranch. It was the other guys in his band. These are guest bedrooms. These were servants' bedrooms. So
God, is that an actual original? Did you buy that or was that here?
that was my first antique I bought. My parents
It's hard
should
to
guess I was
see,
gay.
honest.
In 1968, they would say, I don't have a record on here to play it, but yeah, it
It
still
actually
works. I bought this for $10 in 1968. My father goes, go out and play football. Oh, can't we please go antique shopping? So this was the first thing. It does work.
Oh
I just don't have a record up here for it to play. I've got three of them. You didn't see the one, the best one is the one in the front parlor with a big gramophone horn on it.
Oh, I know. But
You missed that?
No, I
Oh.
missed it. Yes, I did miss it.
And then there's another one.
And then this weird window right here, like halfway down, we're going to
Well,
put
because that's in the cornice of the building. We're up in the attic.
Oh! And these used to work, I'm sure, the fireplaces.
Yeah, that's how they heated the house. Oh, the next room. Let me get the lights on. Give me a second.
Okay, all right.
This is the psychedelic room. You're going to like this.
I like everything. I see Alex Gray. That's a little...
Oh, Alex stays here when he's in town.
Oh!
Yeah, he gave me some of those.
Oh, man. And David Wills, I love him.
All these people are my friends for years.
Wow.
Yeah, when he came and played for Bicycle Day, he came and stayed here. Let's see, we're going to plug in
Wow.
that in. Give me a second here to get.
Oh, yeah, I'm just... no rush, Jimmy. Oh, I do see your caribou, or not, whatever this is, this African...
That's an African eland in the hall there.
What's it called?
An eland. I saw one live when I was on a photo safari in Africa.
Wow. Hi. He's taking care of you. He's taking care of you. Wow. Magical. Oh, there's Jeremy Fish. We love Jeremy.
Oh, he made that picture of my house and the white rabbit for me.
Very cool.
Well, not for me, but
Yeah.
I inspired it, I guess. He came here and did an interview
In honor of your reality. Uh-huh.
and then made that.
So cool. I mean, you must have parties here, or no?
Used to.
Yeah.
Lots of them. The furniture kept getting broken, so, because all the furniture's old Victorian stuff, so we decided to quit the party. Well, one black light's not going to work anymore.
Oh. And Charles Manson really did stay here. That's just kind of creepy.
No, Bobby Beausoleil did.
Okay, I was told. I was told man.
Came over and hung out.
Yeah.
All right, you can come into the psychedelic room.
Okay, here we go, kids. Your wine's. Ooh, what did I? Ooh, I owe it that thing. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, Oh, this looks like my face paint the other day at Dia de los Muertos. Wow.
Infected mushroom under the black light.
Is this where we're gonna smoke our?
No, we're going to the tower. The tower's the best.
We're not even there yet. Wow.
There's 28 rooms in this place.
Holy cannoli.
So let me turn the lights on so you can see the memories
Okay.
here. So this is the Fillmore Avalon stuff. And
Wow.
The family dog used to live in this house. Family dog.
I love
family dog. Family dog. So I was always partial to the family dog because Bill Graham was. I even have family dog wine.
Bill Graham was what?
Capitalist for the money,
well.
and Chet, like me, always did everything for the heart, not
Yeah.
for the money. If you make money, that's fine. There's a picture of Chet right there.
And he's the one that brought Janice out here.
He did.
They came out together or something like that.
Yeah, that's from the Chet Helms.
I'm in touch with his brother.
Well, we knew him. We were going to have his birthday party for him here the year. He's good friends with Fayette because Fayette's family dog, 100% family dog. She got brought here by Nancy Gurley from Big Brother and the Holding Company,
Yeah.
James Gurley's wife.
Yeah.
She brought Fayette here. And Fayette, the first week she's here, she's hanging out with everybody, family dog. She met Janis Joplin her first week here. She was afraid of Janis Joplin. She said Janis Joplin was intimidating. And she goes, "Patty Cakes, who's this young fine thing you brought me?" And she goes with that raspy voice, and she had never seen gay women or stuff, I guess. Or, I don't know.
Fayette was scared? Huh.
Yeah. Well, she was young this first week in San Francisco.
Yeah. Wow.
And Janice hit on her with patty cakes.
Lick the mushroom.
Yeah, that's when I used to throw raves. I had a period for.
Well, this edition's called Healing the Hate, and it's all about the use of psychedelics to heal everything from PTSD to depression.
All right.
Dr. Dave's involved, the USCCF.
Well, we've all done psychedelics in
Yeah,
this
but we're
room
using
before.
them like it's actually becoming a thing where they're actually being recognized, which is really beautiful.
I know.
Really, really beautiful.
My Grateful Dead wall. I used to live across the street from Tex, who was, he also went by Sonny. He was the Grateful Dead's roadie.
Yeah.
So I had access to everybody. I took these pictures back in the 70s at this big concert in Golden Gate Park. There was a free concert with Jefferson Starship and the Grateful Dead. And I saw Jerry at least 150 times. But I was always more of the Big Brother and the Holding Company was the group that took me under their wing. I was very, very good friends with James and Sam Andrew. I didn't show you the pictures in the kitchen. James Gurley painted those and gave them to me every time. Very generous man. Every time he came to the house, he brought me a gift. He brought me a painting, or he brought me old photos of Haight-Ashbury. Sam, when I talked to him about, tell me stories about Big Brother and the Holding Company. You know what? I was a damn good heroin addict. I'm still alive. That's all I remember of the 60s. But then when you were hanging out with Sam and you didn't ask him pictures, well, here's a picture of me and Janice.
Right.
And the night that I was invited to go to Woodstock, and Janice called me, and can I go play for Woodstock? But I turned her down, and I didn't go. Peggy Caserta did go.
Yes,
But
she did.
Sam Andrew didn't go.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was really good
Complicated
friends
relationship,
with them. And I'm pretty good friends with Peter Alban, who's going to be giving a tour of Haight-Ashbury. You should come on
When?
the 20th.
Okay, wait.
I think we're going to meet at the library on the 20th.
Of November?
Yeah. And Peter Alban is giving a tour of the Haight, so you'll get Peter
out of town.
Alban's spin on it. I just got the email today from his wife that they moved it.
Oh, please let me know about that because I'm supposed to go to New Orleans for.
It's on the 20th for sure.
Okay,
I think we're supposed to all meet at the library, and he'll give a tour to anybody who wants to.
Doris will probably be there. No, Doris quit. Sorry, different story.
So it will just be Peter Alban giving his spin on Haight-Ashbury and walking around the Haight-Ashbury.
Wow, I want that. Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yeah, you definitely want
Thank
to hear.
you.
Because he started the whole thing when this house was the first commune. The next commune was 1090 Page, and his uncle owned the building, and him and Rodney lived there, and that's where the family dog started, in the basement of 1090 Page. They had ballroom. They had ballroom dancing down there, 5 cents to 25 cents, and the bands would all play downstairs. And I know all the stories firsthand from all these guys. Sam Andrew told me, I was walking down the street on Page Street one day, and then I hear this guitar, and I look up, and I said, can I come in and play guitar with you? And that's how Big Brother and the Holding Company kind of got started.
That's like Bobby walking here and Jerry down in Palo Alto going, hey, nice sounding fiddle or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, so I heard all the
Synchronicity.
stories. That's the good thing. I wasn't there during the Summer of Love.
Yeah.
Although my family did live in San Francisco. We are in the phone book, but we were in Daly City that year. So San Francisco.
I remember these.
You know who's in here?
I remember these. is.
Look at this page, Janis Joplin.
No.
And Jerry Garcia's
way.
in here.
No
But
fucking
I
way.
think this is Janis Joplin's page.
What?
Yeah, you want that? Hold on. See the one I circled?
Hang on. Yeah, hang on.
Make sure you
It's
get
hard
it.
to see. Wait. It's not showing up there, but wait.
Joplin, right down here, where my thumb is. Get my thumb. There you go.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I got it. Got it.
Janis
Got it.
Joplin,
There it is.
122
There it
Lion,
is.
and there's her phone number.
Wow.
So my parents are in here
Oh
too.
my god.
And we lived in
Oh my god, you guys.
Daly
This
City.
is so
all
fucking
that
fun.
year.
I love you, Jimmy. Always have.
I have to look up on there. I don't have my
Look at
glasses
this.
on.
I don't either.
I'm in
yeah,
there,
That's what
believe me.
yeah, I believe you.
I'm in there. Oh, you'd like to see this. This is my creative oracles and things like that.
What?
Oh, and my
my
Timothy Leary signed my
God.
Danger Acid shirt. That's real Timothy Leary's signature.
Oh my god.
And then I got all the old oracles.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my box of
Wow.
Haight-Ashbury memorabilia.
Wow.
Oh, this is a
saved
good
all
thing.
of them?
Yeah.
Holy
And then the
shit.
guidebook they gave out to the people on Haight-Ashbury to show you all the psychedelic stores on Haight Street, 1967. Haight-Ashbury guide from 1967.
Weren't they all
Map of Haight Street. No, there was
my
only
God,
about
yeah.
30 businesses that were psychedelic.
Wow.
So that's the original Haight-Ashbury guide. And then I've got, when I was a little kid, the Jefferson
Insane.
Airplane lived up the street on Fulton.
Yeah.
I'd ring the bell and I'd go, this
They
is
had
the
that
mansion.
cool house.
And so I said, hi, I'm writing a term paper on hippies. Do you guys have anything on hippies you can give me? So they gave me all of their publicity pictures, their tour books, Jefferson Airplane. Oh, that was when Sam died. Jefferson Airplane Loves You tour books from their tours.
my God.
They gave me the bumper stickers that I have up there and the buttons.
Well, you know we have China Cantner on the elastic cover.
Yes.
Yep.
So-
Grace's daughter and
Yep.
Paul.
I just was
Her
Facebooking with Grace for her birthday the other day. She
Yeah.
had just had a birthday, a big one, 80. Well, talk about a woman's age, but
Yeah.
she's up there and going strong, doing well, and we love her.
Yeah. Wow, this is incredible.
And here's some more Jefferson
This is
Airplane
just-
stuff. So anyway, this is full of old
Very-
Haight-Ashbury memorabilia. I got a lot more of it
Where's
than
that
that.
shrunk from is what I want to know.
Had it 50 years, I don't know. So all of this will be donated to the
SF
museum.
Heritage?
Yes, when I die, they want everything. They want the whole hippie collection. They want. I've got tons more posters than this in the closet there. All the autographed ones.
But what do you envision? You don't want it to be like a line waiting around the block to get into the museum. And
there
that
won't
kind
be
of...
that many people, but.
Oh, I think there'll be a. Oh, they'll just come to see this, Jimmy. That's it. Are you kidding me? People come to San Francisco. This is what they're looking for.
Well, good. Then I'm glad Heritage will help preserve Victorians by people.
I'm lucky enough to be in here because,
And then it keeps, little of the history of the Haight alive.
Let me ask you this. So look at how this goes. That just goes like that. Oh, is this an actual little thing? That's what that
you
is.
can go in there and we store things under there.
Oh, you're so used to it.
Then this is the family room. Although everything's a mess up here because I haven't been up here. My roommate had the company and he didn't clean anything up.
Wow, that looks like a casket.
Oh, we use it for Halloween displays and distractions.
Oh, okay.
Did water get in here too?
Look at this view, y'all. It's all right. You don't have to worry about it, Jimmy.
Well, I see that.
See, there's Alamo Square Park, y'all. From this.
Oh, wait till you get to the tower.
This is
You
a
can see the whole
view.
city.
This is a view you have
You
not
have-
seen. I know, but we're getting there.
When you
Baby
get to the
steps. We're not
tower.
even at the tower yet, kids.
That's another floor up. We're
Alright.
close.
Oh, there's another taxidermy.
Must be burned out.
A little baby
Trying to
bear.
kill
A
it.
strange little weird small bear.
Did you see the lion over there?
Is this a baby bear?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, little
Mama's
boo.
over there on the couch.
Oh, sorry guys, we didn't do it, but we love you. Jimmy is not saying kill animals whatsoever. He's giving respect. You're giving respect.
Somebody opened this up and I told everybody never to do it. This will never close again. It's broken. Told my roommates not to do that. Now somebody has to help me fix that.
It'll work out, I'm sure. Wow.
And this is the library. Oh, here's where the picture of. I'm trying to get more light on here for you so you can see though. Somebody took the light bulbs. Both
That's
the
okay.
light bulbs are
No,
missing.
it's okay. Just, we're cool. Let's be
I'll
mellow.
take my lip bulbs. I'm gonna look for the picture of Anton LaVey with the lion right here. Anton LaVey's here, the lion's right there. I'm looking for the picture. Hold on. I'll just find it.
No rush, babe. There's no. This is really just very magical to be here, and thank you for letting me in this space. It really means a lot. I mean, my dad was an architect, so it's just amazing to look at the detail.
They don't build houses like this anymore.
Yeah, they just don't.
Here it is.
Okay.
This picture was taken right here in 1966, when this was a commune. So that is Anton LaVey in this very spot we're standing in right now.
Oh, with a lion cub.
And if I take that away and you look there, you can see that's the exact same spot.
Wow.
Exact same spot.
Wow.
55 years
Holy.
later.
Wow. I'm honored to this spot.
Well, he was strange. He was
Well,
into
I
the
mean,
dark
I'm
magic.
honored. No, I'm honored to be walking through history, no matter good,
It
bad,
is
or
history, I'll give you that. And he was a colorful character in San Francisco. I'm not one that likes the dark magic, though.
I don't either. I'm not there.
I am into the light.
Even though you got a casket and dead animals already.
That's
But
the
I
Addams
understand.
family.
I get it.
That's my oddities. I don't
Yeah,
think
you-
that's dark. I think that's
Yes.
odd.
Okay,
I've always
I love
been
that.
odd.
There's a big difference.
I am an oddball.
And I do feel like they're giving an homage to those creatures that were killed by
And
some
I do
poop.
love them, and they're, they'll be preserved in the museum.
Yeah.
I did purge the taxidermy collection about 20 years ago and got rid of half of it.
Is that an Alex? Who is this?
Oh, that's Lucas Nelson.
That's nice.
That's his
That's,
band. His brother does the artwork. What happened to the light? It just went out.
I don't know. I guess. Keeps you in shape walking around your damn house.
Yeah. Fayette won't walk past the bedroom.
Oh
door.
my fucking God,
I told you
kids.
there's a view.
What?
This is the room we party in.
I'm
so it's a
in
little
the
messy.
tower. I'm in the tower. Wow, Jimmy, thank you so much. This is incredible. Except for I don't want to look at the Salesforce penis. Or not that I don't, yeah.
You can see the Golden Gate Bridge over there, the blinking red towers of the Golden Gate Bridge in the daylight.
Oh, yeah?
You can see the towers from here.
I see it.
You see the two blinking red lights out here where I'm pointing?
Settle that down. Yep.
Out that way, the two blinking red, they're not, that just
I
blank,
see it.
that just
Yeah.
blank, that's the Golden Gate Bridge. And in the daytime, you can see the towers. When I bought this house, I had a complete view of downtown Oakland and the Berkeley campus. And they built all those high rises since I've lived here in 30 years, and I lost my view.
Oh, I can't even tell you how much they just really pissed me off.
Manhattanization of San Francisco.
Oh, it's, I mean, Lawrence Ferlinghetti said it best. He said, well, fucking Christ, look at that Salesforce tower and look at the name of the fucking thing, Salesforce. It's all about money. It's sad, although.
I'm all about preserving the old Victorian neighborhoods.
Thank you.
That's why I bought my houses, never to make money. I let all my friends live in them dirt cheap. Kelly has a one-bedroom apartment downstairs for $426 a month.
Aww.
So,
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Anton LaVey and Kenneth Anger removed the ceiling in 1966 to practice witchcraft because it's a giant pyramid. We're almost in the center of the city. From north to south, we are in the center of the city. From east to west, we're in the center of the city. From north to south, we're a few blocks away from the center of the city. So they felt that this was a magical spot. That's why they chose this house to do their magic in. And then they opened up the pyramid, and it gave great. When I bought the house, there still was the magic circle and all the occult symbols on the floor.
Not my cup of tea, but yeah.
I sanded off that. I did leave underneath this carpeting, which it's wall to wall, so and I see it every 20 years when I replace the carpeting. The original 60s occult symbols are all still on the
Wow.
the
I mean,
staircase. On the staircase there, they're just covered with carpeting.
oh my fucking God. Oh, and this is the. Okay, so there's a little. What am I looking
You're looking
here?
up towards Pacific Heights.
No, but this railing right here.
Oh,
that
that's
I'm-
the Widow's Walk.
And
Yeah, you
that's
can
like,
go out there, you can
no,
have a
I don't want to go out there. I'm scared
go
of
out the
heights.
window,
I'm
but,
scared of heights. I'm
okay.
scared of heights, so I won't do it. But
I'm
there.
going to finish out this old long hit and give you a fresh one.
Okay, perfect. Oh my God, this is just so I mean, I'm born and raised in the Bay Area. I'm Linda from Orinda. I mean, and I'm going to be 60 next year.
I got 5 years on you.
I know,
yeah, you've
but
been around, you've seen it all.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I used to go to the Mabuhay Gardens and the I-Beam and the whole
I
thing.
bartended at the I-Beam from 1980 to 85. I got to see, I was dealing coke.
I saw everybody. I mean, I saw, you know, Echo and the Bunnymen and the whole thing. I mean,
I was working that night.
I mean,
Susie and the Banshees.
oh,
and Cure
Susie,
and I was there for all of those. I was selling them all their coke.
those were the days.
Back then, I did dabble in the coke.
All right, well, whatever. We're not going to.
Well,
we are filming, but it's okay.
It's okay. I got arrested for it, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's a dumb drug.
I stopped doing it in 1985, and that was right at the very beginning of the AIDS crisis. Everybody who worked at the I-Beam was gay, and they were all my coke customers. And one by one, they were all dying. And right as I got arrested, I realized coke might not be good for us if everybody's dying of this immune problem. And so I was quitting selling and doing it. Right as I got busted, like the same week, I'd already come to the conclusion I wasn't going to do it anymore. And it saved my life, and I'm glad. Everybody else that worked at the I-Beam is pretty much dead, and I'm still alive. But I got off the drugs.
It's spiritually numbing, and who are we to tell people what to do? And a lot of kids still do it, but, you know.
All my friends party and do coke and everything.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
Yeah.
But if they want to, I don't have I believe anything in moderation is okay, and no government has a right to make a law about drugs.
Right.
You know, it's like...
As Bobby
the
Weir
freedom
says,
should be
everything
going-
in moderation, including moderation.
Right.
All right, y'all. I think this is going to be the end of this amazing trip. And Jimmy Siegel, I want to ask you. I always ask it.
That much about Haight-Ashbury.
What's
I
that?
talked about the house too much.
No. Well, okay, we can keep going. All right, keep
Well,
going.
I'm loading you up a long hit.
All right, and then I do want to ask you.
Well, yeah. Do you have questions about my 50-some years in Haight-Ashbury and 41
Okay, cool.
years running a store in Haight-Ashbury?
Cool. Keep rolling. You know why? Because we're only perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So, yeah, I've been living in the Haight-Ashbury full-time since 1972. I've been, well, we're in Alamo Square, but I consider it Haight-Ashbury. The technical boundaries for Haight-Ashbury are Fulton and...
Will you sit over here so I can see you?
Fulton and Divisadero. This is ready for you then.
Okay.
So, we're 1 block away from the boundary of Haight-Ashbury. We're in Fillmore District, actually. But I still consider this
That's yours.
Haight-Ashbury. That one's mine, okay. I still consider...
Oh, much better. So much better. Okay, I can see you.
So,
I don't know how to do this while.
anyway, I'm old school San Francisco.
Keep talking.
I got to live and be and know all the old original hippies.
Here we go. We're just gonna go like this. You keep talking.
I've had my store for 41 years. I've had all different kinds of crazy experiences there. I've met so many cool people being on Haight Street. Everybody I could possibly ever want to meet in my life has walked in the doors of my store at one point in time. Or through friends, I get to meet them because they're friends of my friends, because I hang out with very artistic, creative, talented
there a
people.
carb?
You pull the whole...
I pull the whole
you
thing.
pull the whole thing up.
This thing.
Yeah, once you get it lit. So I've been very blessed, and I'm surrounded by artistic, creative, talented people that inspire me, and they keep me going. I might retire from distractions next year, though.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on. What was the most magical thing when you were fucking 16 years old, living on Haight Street, meeting all these people?
The freedom and not being beat up
What was
and
the-
being accepted for who I was.
Okay,
Because I was
that's-
beaten up all the time when I was a teenager and I was living on the East Coast from like 1969 till 72. I wore an army jacket with the Viet Cong flag sewn on the back. I supported the Viet Cong, who we were fighting against. Everybody in school's brother is in Vietnam. I'm good. And so they are all, are you a fucking communist? And at the time I was a socialist. I thought I was a socialist since I was a kid. And I still believe the government has a duty to the people to provide housing, food, healthcare, education. Then they can worry about all their defense and military budgets and graft that they want to give each other. But
Okay,
the
let's
people
not go
are-
down the angry political road.
I'm
Let's
not
keep
angry.
going.
I'm just saying what
You
the
know what I'm
government
saying.
needs
No.
to do to make it right. All right. So anyway,
The magic of Haight Street. This is the
Oh.
Haight Street voice. And
even when I got
if
there-
you do retire from distractions,
well, let me tell you about the magic of Haight Street.
Okay.
Even When I got there in 1972, and it wasn't the summer of love, it was boarded up and there weren't tourists coming, but there was always a hardcore community of about 500 people there is a philosophy or a spirit in your head that is the Haight-Ashbury. And there were 500 people and they welcomed me into the circle and included me, and I have it in my head, just like that magic, that there's a magic of the original people that started the Haight-Ashbury. And it is about community and acceptance and love and being open to everybody, and having come from a place where it was literally beaten all the time to everybody loving me and accepting me for who I am. They let me blossom into the person I am.
Wow.
And I didn't go to a day of college or anything. I've turned out pretty successful in life without trying, because I never did anything for money. I did everything for love. I opened my store because Bob was closing the Phoenix and we had to keep the psychedelic culture open on Haight. I didn't want Haight to just, I thought if the Phoenix closed and something didn't reopen, it would be the end of Haight-Ashbury. And it might have been. Maybe, because once I opened up my store, I talked my friends into opening up other stores too. That same 2 years, I got 5 of my friends to open up stores on Haight Street. And then there was a big clothing store called Villains, and Dave came to me and he goes, "You're open and you're not getting robbed every day." And I got robbed once at gunpoint, but it hasn't happened in a couple of years. And then he opened up Villains. And so I was an inspiration for other people to open up their stores, which brought the Haight back. Because when I started my store, literally 80% of the stores were boarded up on Haight Street. And most of the stores that were there were grocery stores, liquor stores, and there was Mendel's and Holcomb Jeweler and
That jeweler's been there a long time, huh?
well, he's gone now. That's the corner where the
Oh, that's where that used to be, but
Holcomb Jewelers was there for 50 years, easy, 60 years.
And that's Kitty.
They lasted till the 80s.
Yeah, that's Kitty, and that's across the street from where Ben and Jerry's.
Norm's building,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
So where the Haight-Ashbury T-shirts was. When it first opened up after it was Holcomb Jewelers, it was in the early,
It became the
90s.
the
No,
T-shirt.
first it started out as a little knick-knack store, people selling antique smalls. That didn't last. That lasted about a year. And then it became the T-shirt store for 30 years, and now it's the Haight-Ashbury Welcome Center.
Yeah, which is a fantastic thing.
I think it is too.
And I'm saying, and no, okay, let's just transition a little bit into what you see on the street today. The day where the gangs came in and who knows what the fuck happened.
It's a yin-yang.
But let me ask you about the street kids. Okay, forward and backwards. Sorry.
Well, I see that often. In the 60s, after the hippies left, it was very bad and backward kind of. And then pioneers came in, and the 500 people that loved the Haight that never left, they kept it going. They really did. There was a community.
Right.
We had the White Panthers, the Good Earth. We had the food conspiracies. The switchboard people, the free clinic people, the Psalms Cafe people. There were, and then there were the Calliope, the communes, Cauliflower Commune, the Angels of Light Commune. There were a lot of communes in the Haight still. Yeah. There was a community and a spirit. We all knew each other.
I'm talking about today. So compare that to now, and how do you feel?
Well, that was at its worst. I'm saying at its worst, there always was heart there. And I loved it. And I saw potential. And I see potential today. We have 30
That's what I'm
storefronts.
asking you.
We have 30 vacant storefronts right now. We let a chain slip in just recently. I helped Matt Gonzalez work on that anti-chain store law, and I'm glad we don't have chain stores. Because we have so many vacant stores, we let that Japanese secondhand clothing company move in. We'll give them a try. I hope it doesn't open the door for other chain stores. But I'd like to see more activity on Haight Street so that there isn't crime like there was today. Because the crime like this, what happened today, was what life was like in the 1970s. If you went out
That's
on the
exactly
street,
what Dr. Dave said.
If you went out of the house, like I lived right on the corner of Haight-Ashbury, and I had to look both ways. We had gates, everybody had gates and bars, and you looked out, and it was a ghost town. You usually could look down 2 blocks and not see anybody.
The tumbleweeds.
You didn't see anybody after 9 o'clock at night. There was nobody there. Well, I lived across the street from Gus's Pub. That was a different story. There was a gay bar.
Okay, stick with this whole bridging the two places.
So bridging the two, I see a lot of similarities. There's a lot of hope and a lot of potential because there are vacant stores. Rents are down a little bit. So you still kind of have to be in tech to afford to live here, but if you're old school and you have rent control.
But you were talking about what kind of merchants were coming in. What's changed? You know,
Oh,
like,
well,
who you let into the thing?
In the beginning, it was all my friends. It was all
No, I'm talking
small
about today.
mom and pop.
I'm talking about today.
Nowadays, well, we've had a couple good things happen. I think the Haight-Ashbury Welcome Center is a blessing.
Not to name anybody. I'm just
All
saying there's an element that was not just some sort of weird element that's going on in the last year and a half, 2 years. Sorry, 3 years.
Well,
probably.
we had COVID. COVID.
Oh yeah, I
the
forgot
world.
about that. Yeah.
So the COVID.
Oh, that's
Haight Street was on a little
Jim,
bit of a
I
decline.
forgot about it for 1 second in my life.
As a merchant, I can tell you, for the last 5 years, we reached our peak 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
Haight Street has been on a decline. A lot of different reasons for that. One, the tech thing. Everybody's buying online. There's no need to go. A lot of people
the
don't
Amazon
ever shop in stores
nightmare.
anymore.
Yeah.
But Haight-Ashbury still has the nostalgia that tourists come there every day.
Tactile. You want to go shopping.
And then I'm very lucky that I'm blessed to be part of the Burning Man community, and they're
Mm-hmm.
very loyal to my store because we were a Burning Man ticket outlet for like almost 20
totally
years.
what Peggy did with Bill Graham.
For 20 years.
It's the
and that
exact
brought
same thing.
everybody into my store, and those people are loyal to this day. They come in, and Burning Man people will drop $1,000 at a time. So I'm blessed to be very accepted in that community. So I do see chances for new small entrepreneurs to come in, which is the hope of Haight Street. I want it to be unique. I want it to be diverse. I want it to be different, and I don't want it to be corporate. I would have normally protested that store opening up 2 doors for me. In fact, when they first tried to open, I did send a letter to the planning department saying,
Okay, no, we don't want that. We don't. This. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. This is not what my magazine's about. I love you.
edit it. All right.
I don't know
I'm
if I
just being
can.
real
I don't know
honest
if I
with
can
you.
edit
Oh,
that, but
okay.
you didn't name any names. There's a line, but I like to.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just trying to say, I don't want chain stores there. I'd like to see small
Get it.
individual mom and pops. That is what the spirit of creativity is all about.
Yeah.
And that's what got me my start.
Yeah.
And if the street's affordable right now with all the vacancies, the rents are cheap enough that maybe some small creative mom and pops can open up, a collective maybe even.
Okay, now wait a second. I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to zoom in to the giant, horrible blue phallus crap in the sky. And I'm going to say, there's that. And then I'm going to pan to you and I'm going to say, dude, what would you like to say to the Haight-Ashbury community about where you're from, what you've been through, where you're, your thing, to the
Well, I
kids
love you.
today?
If you're all part of Haight-Ashbury, you're family, Haight-Ashbury means something in my heart. I never did
It's in your
anything
blood.
there for money. I did it for love. I did it because I went there to be accepted as a teenager, and everybody loved me and opened their arms, and I want everybody to feel that welcome. Everybody is welcome in Haight-Ashbury in my heart. And
How do we take care of it, though?
it needs some help. We do need a police force there. I'm going to have to say the lawlessness
That's all right.
in San Francisco
You can
in the
say
last
that.
2
This
years
is the Haight Street voice. So you're
is
speaking.
bad. And so I do think we do need to have repercussions for violent crime. And people are going to have to do jail time if they're doing violent crime. Other stuff, I'm open to rehabilitation.
Like today.
And we have to figure out something with the homeless. What we are doing is not working. The problem is worse than it has ever been. We've always had homeless people in San
It's worse
Francisco.
than it's ever been.
Ever.
Well,
ever.
COVID, I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I think I have not seen it this bad.
Yeah.
And then chronic people that, how has the system broken down and failed them? Like Lisa, who was on the street in front of my store for a year and a half. I tried everything to
so
get her
hard.
services.
So hard.
And it
I
just
know.
didn't work.
I know.
And I think she's finally in service. I heard she got a house.
I heard she's done great.
Good.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, right there in front
And
of
I worked
Martin
on
Max,
another
which
one.
is Mad Dog in the Fog is just
Moving in
gonna.
there.
Yeah, I heard that
That's
the other
good.
day.
My
already.
block is going to boom again.
Yeah.
And Gus is taking over the music
Yeah.
store. So.
And Gus's is where the Westerfeld house
Bakery.
started.
Yes, the bakery.
That is a nice ending. And let's just say, can you say goodnight to the Haight Street
All
Boys
right.
people or?
All right, good night. I could
Oh,
ramble on forever.
Jimmy, love you.
Yeah, don't
Seriously.
Get me smoking pot and drinking. I talk
Would
about
you
these
shut
stories.
up? I'm not gonna edit that out. We're having.
All right, I'll do
Oh, I can end I can just shut up.
it. Okay. I'm Jimmy. I don't care. I got nothing to hide.
That's right. Hey, got to hide your. Ooh, good acoustics up here.
Lucas recorded an album.
All you
Another band
need
featured
is
in
love. Oh, ba-da-da-da. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Yeah, with Lucas as my roommate.